their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
360-degree protection of your home, 365 days a year, one low monthly price.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control offers an affordable program that provides our customers with peace of mind. Brock 365.
We like bundling pest control with termite protection for a low monthly payment. We couldn't be happier with the results. Most treatments are done outside, and we haven't had any issues in over 3 years.
Call us today for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control.
Ready to join the team? The Jaguars and our stadium partners are hosting a job fair Wednesday, May 20th. We're looking for enthusiastic new faces to serve as ushers, ticket takers, concessionaires, security, and more. Stop by the Prime Osborne Convention Center and apply on May 20th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Professional dress, a pen, and a smile are all you need. There are 1,000 spots to be filled for the 2026 season, so join us and be a part of the Jaguars game day team.
Panama City Mayday Mega Car Show is back. May 16th at Bay County Fairgrounds. Bring out the old schools, classics, antiques, new schools, import sports cars, exotics, trucks, and bikes. Get registered at pcmegashow.eventbrite.com. This is an outdoor and indoor show, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Plus tasty barbecue, seafood, Cajun, food trucks, flavorful drinks and sweets, bounce houses and face painting. Kids free. Adults buy tickets at pcmegashow.eventbrite.com.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to espnpc.com. Bruh.
WGSX New Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Willie make me sweat.
Yeah!
Chilly in the hot tub.
Yeah!
Willie make me wet.
Yeah! Well. Every time I hear that, I think of Nixon. I am not a crook. So, well. But, hey, if you can tell by this voice, it's a Southern voice. And Coach Hale is not here. Imagine that. So he is away. He will be back on Wednesday. So I will be here tomorrow and Wednesday. So you'll get enough of me, and I'll be out for 2 weeks, I guess. I don't know. We have joined today by Big James back there running the show, and also
Good morning, guys.
Patrick. How you doing?
Morning.
Morning. And we tell us a little bit about your little business going on there, quickly.
Well, Turf Pro Pest Control. We do indoor pest control, turf pest control, mosquito control. We take care of ants. Memorial Day is coming. Don't let the little critters out there, bugs, bite you and ruin your weekend for that. Go ahead and give us a call at 850-890-5820. We can get those bugs out of your house and out of your lawn.
Well, we have one of the best baseball coaches in Florida who's probably, I think, is going to move up and be the head coach at Auburn soon. But anyway, let's talk to Coach Nick out there from South Walton Seahawks. How you doing today?
Good morning, Coach Manley. Doing great. We're down here in Gainesville. And, got the boys woke up. They're eating breakfast here at the hotel. We're about to run over to Gainesville-Buchholz High School and do a practice this morning. We stopped, kind of broke the trip up halfway down to Fort Myers, so it's just not like one long ride. So we're up and at it and about to go get a workout in this morning.
Well, good. That Eastern time zone got you up a little early, didn't it?
Yep, no doubt. That was early. I think we got in about 11:30 last night, and the boys are up and at 'em. I count 22 in the lobby, so we're doing good right now.
That's great. That's great. Well, Coach, of course, I was getting old. I can't read the schedule, so I was all back and forth with you the other night. So do we know actually who you are going to play, or do you know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We found out last night about 8 o'clock. We're playing Miami Springs in the state semifinal Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And this is a big game for us. Not only is it one of our goals to get to Fort Myers, but we want to win the state championship. On top of that, we got a shot for revenge at Miami Springs. That's the team who beat us last year in the state championship. So we're excited to play Wednesday afternoon.
Well, good, Coach. It's no telling. They may have the Cuban All-Star team this year. Who knows? What they,
somehow they reloaded. They have a whole other squad, a really good bunch of players. Excited about this matchup and a shot at redemption here. They ripped our heart out last year, and it was a intense game, a very close game. So the fact that we get another shot at them is pretty awesome. We're excited about it.
All right. Well, listen, you'll know you're in trouble if the umpire doesn't speak English, so you can get out there and worry about it. So,
I told the umpire in charge, I said I would really appreciate our home plate umpire being able to communicate in English if that's a possibility down here. We'll see.
I don't blame you. Listen, I know it's quite expensive, so how can we people get some money to you?
They can drop off a check, South Walton High School baseball at South Walton High School. They could do that. They could reach out to me. We got other ways to kind of figure that out. Anybody would like to help out. These boys are very fortunate. We get a lot of community support. We have outstanding boosters and parents. They do a great job fundraising. We're in really good shape. But anybody who wants to help, more than welcome.
Right.
We left early. We stretched this trip out a little bit just to get down here and get acclimated. It's going to be up in the 90s here the next couple of days down south. So I like to get them down there and get acclimated and get ready to go. It's our third trip here in 3 years. So we, just trying to, we understand a little more about the routine and whatnot that we think will best prepare us to play. So, we get on the road a little early if we can. Most of my team is seniors, and they finished their classes, so they're not missing school. They're already done with school. It's pretty cool to get out and get a trip and get out here and make it memorable. Just got to win 2 more games, Coach. One step at a time now.
That's correct. That's correct. And so it's kind of funny that Miami Springs is number 4 out of that bracket. That's kind of unusual. I would think they would be 2 or 3, but I'm not the guy making out the list.
Right. If you look, their record, they were like suspect to make the playoffs. They got hot late, which they did last year. They were a tough team. They won their district. Wasn't sure they were going to get into the playoffs unless they won their deal. Well, they won their district. Now they've pretty much rolled right through it. So, we understand what we're up against. We know, they're a very good defensive team. If you look at their statistics, they've hit several home runs this year. So, pretty interesting that they lost 11 seniors last year, reloaded with a pretty good group of athletes. They got some good pitchers, but we do too.
Absolutely.
We've hit some home runs this year. We've got some extra base hits. We've been a double hit machine. Hopefully we can get some barrels off down here in that big park and run the bases. I tell you, that's one thing that we've done. Really, our team this year, our team speed is way up from where it was the last couple of years.
Well, that's great, Coach. And the thing here is, those teams seem to just reload for some strange reason. That 1 year Mosley was down there, and the team had some illegal players, and so they took all the games away except they let them play in the state championship game. I couldn't figure that one out.
Coach,
no doubt.
After the weekend with the way the games went, congratulations. But how does the pitching look with the rest and the rules that you have to do with pitch counts and days of rest? Are you a full staff coming into Wednesday, or you got a couple guys that can activate Thursday, or your finals?
Right. That's a great question. We're fully loaded. We've got all hands on deck going into Wednesday. Coleman and Denton both pitched extended Friday night. There are 2 starters. Coleman went complete game in game 1 against Swanee, 2-1. He threw 92 pitches. So he did stretch as far as he's gone all year. He has 4 days rest. So does Denton Lord. But Denton only threw around 55, 60 pitches. So, he might be a little bit fresher, but we got all hands on deck. We got 4 or 5 more guys that we got bullpens in the last few days, and they're ready to go. So we're going to take it one pitch at a time, and we'll run our guy as hard as he can go until his time's up, and then we'll bring in another horse and crank him up, and he's going to go as hard as he can go. With his time. So these guys are team focused. They're putting the team first and everything. They're down here ready to go this morning. We're going to go practice, stretch our bodies out, get moving around a little bit, and just kind of shake the weekend off and jump on the bus, head on back down to Fort Myers.
Yeah, do you play before or after the other 2 teams?
We played before, so
you'll get some scouting.
Yeah, we'll be able to scout. We win that game, we'll be able to scout. The other 2 teams are North Broward Prep and South Sumter. We know North Broward Prep. We faced them up in Hoover when we went up to Hoover, Alabama. We actually beat North Broward Prep in the championship up there. Both teams were gassed after playing 4 games in 2 days, but they're a talented team. South Sumter has a big arm, as does North Broward Prep, so they should be going big on big at each other. We'll see how that goes. But we got to take it one pitch at a time and just control what we can control, prepping for Miami Springs and then going out and playing our best baseball. So I like our staff. I like where we're at. We've been getting stronger all year, and that's all by design. All year we kind of ramp up and build up. We don't redline our guys like some other teams. Some of these high school teams are running guys 90, 100 pitches the first couple of weeks of the season. We just got there. That was Coleman's second time reaching 90 pitches all year. So, we're built for this and ready for this, and been training the bodies, getting ready for this heat down here too, and continued lifting, continued sprinting, getting our legs ready for these big games.
All right, Coach, how can they listen to this?
The FHA has a live broadcast on NFHS network, but they should be live streaming on NFHS these games. And we play at 4 o'clock on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure I was talking to Coach Powell up at Holmes County, a good friend of ours. Holmes County came over to South Walton Saturday and beat Chipley in Game 3 at our field because of the weather. Mm-hmm. I think Holmes had played Chipley at Bozeman Friday night, played a doubleheader, and they went late into the night. I think they might have finished after midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They split Friday night and came over Saturday, and they beat Chipley in Game 3 of that rubber match there. And then it looks like what I have is Holmes County's playing Trenton on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, right in front of us.
Okay.
So, we'll be down there. We won't have time to, it's hard to watch the game in front of you because you're getting your team prep. But by this time, there's no reason to do a whole lot of extra,
right?
Especially game day, just extra batting practice and extra fungo work because it's so hot and muggy down there. I think sometimes less is more, a little bit lighter approach to your prep just because, we had 40 degrees last week up there in the Panhandle. We had some upper 40s and low 50s.
I tell you what, the coldest place is Gulf Breeze when it comes off that water.
No doubt. And, now I had 50 degrees to last week's temperature. That's what we're dealing with down here. So, I think we're ready for it, though. We're primed, and our guys got the right look on their face.
Well, good, Coach. And if anybody out there is listening and you can't get it to Coach, if you'll send a check here, we'll make sure Coach and they get it. So we'll get it to you.
Appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
So those games are 4 p.m. For you, Eastern time or Central?
Yes, sir. 4 p.m. Eastern. So be 3 o'clock Central, I believe. And, looks like there's a little bit of weather around down here, but should be cranking up, mid-afternoon for everybody on Wednesday. And should be an exciting atmosphere as the rematch of last year's state championship game right there, right off the bat in the semifinal.
Well, good luck, Coach. We'll be rooting for you, and so we'll be glad to talk to you Monday, no matter what happens. But we want you to bring home that trophy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach Manley.
If you win, you should come on into the studio and show us that ring and trophy.
I'll do it. We win, I'll come see y'all. We'll go down.
Maybe not Monday.
J. Michaels or something. Yeah, no doubt.
All right. We appreciate you, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's talk about some of our good sponsors. We talked to Pat already. If you want to get an edge on it, if you're an athlete, you want to make sure you go to MaxFit Sports Nutrition. Jason takes care of you no matter what your age is. And the only thing is he hadn't gotten me where I can get one of those tall pills. I'm still as short as ever.
That stuff works.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
I put my son on some protein boost stuff to help him gain some weight, and I think I'm going to have to go back in there and get something else because now he's starting to eat me out of house and home. He's just...
That's true. Well, they have meal plans, too.
Well, that's what I mean. I got to do something.
Also, if you have one of the electric bikes and it's not working like you want, get your and to Steve's Bike Shop. They have people that can work on them. They can sell you a new bike. They can sell you a used one. They can fix something that's wrong with yours and take care of you. Get out there and see them. Been there since 1979, right across. So
you can pedal it out and then cruise back on the electric.
He's got my favorite bike out there, the little one with a little basket, and it's got 3 wheels, got a little bell on it, ching ching, so I can ride around and everything, pick up. But so also Newbies, 4 great locations. My favorite's the Blue Building on Bayview Avenue. Get out there and see them, and Stevenson Air Conditioning. I tell you what a great place. Their people are all over. No matter where you go, they're working on it, and they will also make sure that you get exactly what you need. They won't overcharge you and everything, so make sure you get out there and see them. And then if you like the coldest beer in town today at J. Michaels is red beans and rice, I believe. And so get out there. That's not a good thing for anybody that's going to be riding around with me, but anyway, take care of that. What a great place, and always a smile on their face. And speaking of smiles, you want to make sure if you're over in Lynn Haven, get out there and see Beef O'Brady's Pat Perno. They treat you like Cheers. Everybody knows your name, and they tell you what great service. The onion rings are to die for, so get out there and see them. And J. Michaels has one of the best cheeseburgers I've ever seen. That thing is humongous. I don't know how you do that. Or the pork chops. Also, if you need some jewelry, Mother's Day just went by, and if you weren't smart enough to pick
you didn't do what you were supposed to, go see David.
Yeah, they'll get you out of trouble. So we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Jason Griffin, the Arnold football coach, coming in.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet we can't have a cold beer on the beach.
Yeah. Then for the ride home, the fastest 2 hours on radio. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
You better hope you're ready.
Morning drive and the afternoon commute are live and local on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly clouds and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of very light rain and mostly clouds and a low near 71. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and partly cloudy and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Men, 40% of us over 40 experience ED, but the blue pill isn't your only option. And ladies, are you living with bladder leaks? At Thrive Alternative Medicine, they're introducing the Emsella Chair, a non-invasive FDA-approved treatment for urinary incontinence and sexual wellness. It's simple. Sit in the chair, fully clothed for 28 minutes. The Emsella Chair uses high-frequency energy to stimulate your pelvic floor muscles. Patients report better sexual satisfaction and improved bladder control. Call Thrive Alternative Medicine, 850-655-7090.
If you spend any time at all in your yard, you're going to encounter fire ants.
We know they can ruin a party. That's why we're this area's experts at fire ant elimination.
As your certified top choice professional, we will rid your yard of these unwanted invaders. Brock Pest is so sure they'll get rid of fire ants that they offer a 1-year guarantee.
Enjoy your yard fire ant free. We guarantee it. Give us a call for your free consultation.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting yours since 1968.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update. Presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250 plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
Braves top the Dodgers 7-2. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network morning update.
Tidal Wave Auto Spa is the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and your go-to car wash destination all season long. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location nearest you.
The Braves win a series in Dodger Stadium for the first time since 2003. They win back-to-back games on Saturday and Sunday, both by a score of 7-2 Sunday. A big day for the Bats. Mauricio Dubon with a bases-clearing double in the second. Put 4 up in the second, did the Braves, and then Drake Baldwin and Matt Olson both go deep as they topped the Dodgers 7-2. It was a fantastic road trip for the Braves. Longest one of the season. This out west, a 6-3 road trip. You cannot ask for anything better than that. How about Bryce Elder as well? 5 2/3, 1 hit, no earned runs, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Suddenly, Bryce Elder, a strikeout pitcher. Love to see that. Braves off today. Then they'll start a homestand. Cubs coming into town. Colin Ray will get the ball for those Cubbies. He's 4-1, has a 4.03 ERA, 12 walks, and 35 strikeouts. Ford leadoff show at 6. First pitch between the Braves and the Cubs, 7:15 on the Braves Radio Network.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
Winning.
The Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. I don't think that's the Arnold Fight song, but, that's pretty close, I guess. I'm not sure. I haven't been there in a while. Listen, at 8:15, be sure to be the 10th caller. $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Restaurante. So get out there, see Matt and Minta, tell them we sent you. And now...
Hey, fellas, the number is 850-215-6290. If you didn't do everything for Mother's Day, make sure you call at 8:15. You might get a little brownie points back.
There we go. Now one of the best coaches in Northwest Florida, Coach Griffin of the Arnold Marlins. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing good for an old man. I can't complain, I tell you what. So.
Right.
So tell me, how's it going this spring?
Coach, I'll be honest with you, man. You know, you hate to say things because you don't want to jinx it, man. But it's gone really well. I'll tell you, I've been really pleased with the group of young men I have. It's been an incredibly fun spring, and the kids are working hard, coaches are coaching hard. It's I don't know that I could have asked for much more this spring so far.
That's great. You have. I've been looking at your schedule, but do you play like a jamboree, or are you going to play like a spring game, or what's going on?
Yeah, Friday night we got Tate coming in. Going to play a spring game with just us and Tate on Friday out at Gablight.
Well, that's great. That's great. The only tale I can tell you about Tate is when they built Arnold, we had to go play them, and every time they scored, they fired their howitzer. And the first time they fired it, Coach Manning was on the ground. But
I've had the experience.
But we got them though. They ran out of bullets, so they couldn't fire it anymore. Well, Coach, I'm looking at your schedule here, and I see that you only play one of your district opponents, which would be Rickards right now.
No, Coach. We play all of our guys.
Do you?
Okay. Yeah, they got changed around. They squeezed the classifications down, and we got stuck in a pretty tough district with Rickards, Childs, Leon, Mosley, and Lincoln.
Okay, they did turn you. Okay, I must have looked at. I'm an old man. I must have looked at last year's, but I.
Yeah.
So you get.
We got them all. We got them all on the schedule. It's a challenge. But that's the nature of it. We've got to get ourselves ready to play, even though we're going to be the smallest team in our district, by far. But it's going to be a challenge, going to be a test. But that's the nature of what we do, and kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah. Do you have some new coaches this year? New coaches?
Still got the same guys. I got a couple of guys that are going to move on, take some other opportunities, and we may end up picking up some guys this summer. But right now I still got the same core guys that've been with me for a while, and we're having a ball.
That's good. That's a good thing to have. Talk a little bit about some of your upcoming players that you think are going to really contribute to your program. Some that just kind of stood out this spring.
Well, we've had some guys that really jump off the page on us this year. With some were surprises, some what we expected. We got a Merritt Mosman. He's played linebacker for us, but we've worked him at tight end this spring. He's been a huge bright spot. We've got 4 of our 5 offensive linemen back, and Armando and Terrence, and those guys. They've done a great job this spring of really working hard. Mateus as well. We've had some guys that have really matured now. At the same time, with some very experienced players and some really talented guys, we are very inexperienced at a lot of other positions. So, we're having some guys that are really working hard and trying to learn, and we're coaching as hard as we can coach to get those guys up to speed. Because I think, Coach, you know probably a lot better than me that there is no substitute for experience, and there's only one way to get that. So we're really trying to prepare our guys to to kind of be prepared for that situation when it arises.
Yeah, Coach, the offensive line, they don't really need anybody, but everybody needs the offensive line, so it's good to have that core group coming back.
Yeah, and they're such a great group, man. I'll tell you, the Goose Sorensen's doing just an unbelievable job of coaching those guys this spring. He's worked with them all season, so again, just a lot of guys that are fun to have around. I'll tell you, it's been a joy. Enjoy coaching football again.
Right, absolutely, Coach. I'm just looking at your schedule. You start out with Freeport, and then you're at Walton, but then you're open. So I think that'll give you a chance to really judge where you are before you start really going into some big time as far as upper class and into your district challenge.
Yeah, and Freeport will be a little different. With Sean resigning over there and Bobby Jones taking it over. So not sure what how that's going to be, but really have an opportunity. If we do a good job and we get our kids prepared and we really have a great summer, we've got an opportunity, to win some games early and then position ourselves before we get into the tough. When we get down to Mosley and Lincoln, that's where we're really going to be challenged. But we have an opportunity early in the season to grow into that and have some opportunities, some games that we should be able to compete in. And again, as long as we don't mess it up, we ought to, hopefully by the time we get to the meat of our schedule, have that opportunity to gain that experience that I talked about and give ourselves a chance to compete.
Well, that'd be good, Coach. I tell you what, I know you guys get them going out there. So are there any plans to make your field a turf field?
Yeah, my understanding, and again, I've not, it's just, what's been communicated with me, but was that after they're done with the stadium out at Bozeman, that they're going to do field over at Mosley, and then they're going to turf Gavlac, and then Tommy Oliver last, is my understanding. Now, what the time frame is, that's not been, I don't know exactly, what the time frame is. I would imagine it's going to be after next fall at the earliest, but my understanding is that Gavlac is going to be turfed, and very excited about that. That's going to make a huge difference across state. I'll tell you what, doing turf in all the fields, that's going to make a huge difference, not just with football, but all sports, but also PE. And I mean, it's a great thing that they're putting these turf fields in. And I could not be more happy that the district's made that decision.
Right. When we compared how many times that the Bozeman field was used versus Tommy Oliver last year, it's unbelievable. It's the same thing with Gavlac, because if you're out of town, whether it be soccer or track or football, that field's used. And so, it seems.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. I kind of know what you're alluding to there, but I'm not in those rooms. I'm not in those meetings. But again, overall, I'm very pleased that they're all going to get done in whatever time frame that is. So.
Yes, sir. So, well, I tell you what, Coach, we're really proud of what you've done out there, and of course what you did at Bozeman. And the first time we went around, I picked you to be at Bozeman the first time, but I'm only one vote, so.
Right.
But yeah, they accused me of being a character, which they probably got it right anyway. That's what kickers are. They're characters anyway. So.
I've heard that about you, Coach. And let me take a second to And then if you're jumping into the political realm, Coach, I was tickled to hear that. Have a guy with your background and your understanding of what needs to be done in the district on the school board, Coach. I think that'd be a fantastic thing, and I wish you the best, and I hope that goes well for you.
I appreciate that. And, Randy, I didn't bring that up, so if you get me, I'm not the guy that brought that up. So, but anyway, I really appreciate that. But you know what? I've always followed you, even when you were quarterback on the opposite side of the field.
Well, that was a couple days ago, huh?
It was, yeah, quite a few. I was telling somebody I only got to coach in 28 of those events. So, but it was great.
All right.
So a lot of fun. So, well, Coach, we're excited for you, and we'll call you next Monday. How's that? See how everything went.
Hey, Coach, sounds good, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Talk to you later.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, all right, Coach. Thanks.
Coach Griffin, one of the finest guys around here. I tell you what. So, what a great quarterback he was too in high school. I never got to see him play at UT Martin, but I'm sure he was great, one of the best. So, and talk about one of the best. Patrick, talk about pest control, and don't look at me when you talk about pest control, will you?
Well, you're one of them uncles. Currently, right now, it's mole cricket season. They're out there flying in. They're doing their business, fixing to have their babies. You're going to start seeing them pop up in the yards. They're going to start doing their tunnels, creating the damage that we see every year, starting in May into June. We can get out there. We've got preventatives that we can put out. We've also got the contact killers that are already there. We can stop them in their tracks. What we do is safe for pets. That's one of the biggest questions we always have. That's for your turf. Of course, we also always have the fertilization and weed control going on. Indoor pest controls, we're getting calls on ants that are coming in for service. Fleas are starting to hatch. We can take care of those. And then the pesky mosquitoes have started. They're flying. People are going to be getting more outdoors, especially this week after the rain. That incubation period is about 7 to 10 days, and they're going to be hatching and flying in full force because we haven't had much of that. So you can give us a call at 850-890-5820 or look us up on Facebook at Turf Pro PC. We can get out there, get you a customized plan for your property, get you taken care of.
I know it. I know when we were playing golf, you see one walking across the green, you had a fit. Boy, everybody went nowhere to get rid of it. So, but and you also do a lot of things for high schools around here. You take care of a lot of fields here.
Yeah, we do a lot of sports fields throughout the entire county with the high schools and everything else, even down into Little League stuff. It's one of the funnest things I get to do. Well, I mean, I go to some of the games and see different stuff. I just show up. I don't really mingle with everybody when I go. I just kind of sit back and watch a game and watch the kids enjoy it. That's why I started doing some of the sports fields.
Well, that's great, Coach. We appreciate it. And I call you Coach because you are a coach. You coach what goes on in your yard and everything. So congratulations to you. And you coach fishing, too, by the way. But also now, alternative medicine, Thrive Alternative Medicine. Dr. Laughlin will be in here pretty soon, I think, or Suzanne Clark, and talk about the alternative medicine going around. So when we come back, and I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with high schools as far as the baseball and softball is going on, and then get a little bit into the softball selection committee, and then about 7:45 I will get into FSU. Now, let me tell you what, 8:15, you better call. Be the number 10th caller at 215-6290. It'll be $25 gift card to Ferrucci's Restaurante. So we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coach James Hale.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the sports talk and live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your safety and proper care of your boat in an emergency is crucial. When it comes to on-water assistance, response time is everything. And since 1996, in the Bay or on the Gulf, it's Seato. Seato's Coast Guard licensed captains are on the scene in an average of 1 hour or less. Seato gets members home or back to boating faster. Become a member today at Seato.com or call 850-234-2323.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Operation Spay Bay Vaccine Clinic in Fountain, Florida, coming up May 16th. Yes, it's 17822 Center Drive, Fountain, Florida. Operation Spay Bay will be having a vaccination clinic on May 16th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Free rabies vaccines with $20 exam going to be in your area, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on May the 16th in Fountain, Florida. Operation Spay Bay. Get them fixed today.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michaels Studio.
They got something that money couldn't buy. I was noticing when you come down the stairs that you've got pretty legs.
All right, I'll tell you a story without a happy ending.
Y'all following this?
ESPN Northwest Florida.
You got scalp bumps in the nose. You got to win this game. Florida State. Woo! All right. It's L-O-R-I-D-A-S-T-A-E. Take that mic. Ha, ha. All right. We got somebody on the phone that he's not very political unless he's been drinking. Come on in there, Mike.
Mike.
Well, I got to tell you something. You ever found a $20 bill in a coat pocket or something you didn't know was missing? And found it?
Yeah. When I was in Middle Tennessee, they said try this Kodo. When I went, and there was money in it.
The worst part was it wasn't my coat.
That's the Talmadge coat they use over Georgia. That's political. That's not ball. But I found a Keystone Light today in the refrigerator. Didn't know I was there. Anyway, but
were you in the right house?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Listen, I want to say something. I love the turf as far as for durability and everything, but can I encourage people? This is about conduct. It's like I only heard like 5 sermons on the radio yesterday before I listened to the Braves and Vandy and Tennessee and baseball and the race. Anyway, don't spit or snot on that field. It's not like that's where a regular grass field has an advantage. You shouldn't necessarily do that. But if you do that on those turf fields, it gets in those little pebbles of cut-up tires, if that's what they're using. I mean, I have personal experience with this, okay? And then it carries a lot of infections. But I'm being serious.
Well,
and I mean, that's not a deal killer at all. It's a behavioral thing. Just like whatever. But I also want to say this is Arnold week. This is Arnold Day.
Right.
But in my mind, I got a question for you. You know this because he's a contemporary of yours, kind of, sort of. You're about 19 years younger than him. But anyway, what major golf championship did Arnold Palmer not win?
Sheesh, I don't know.
There's only 4 of them. Come on. PGA, that's right. The PGA is this week at Aronimink up outside Philadelphia. And Arnold wanted to win that about as bad as any of them because he grew up on a golf course. His dad was a greenskeeper and a pro. They always like to call him a greenskeeper. That made it good for the Pennzoil ad and everything. But his dad could play too. I'm pretty sure I heard that right. But anyway, I enjoy listening to y'all. If you want to send some money to the Dixon Dragons middle school team, they're down in Chattanooga right now playing for the middle school state championship, which they only found out about Friday. I'm not joking about South Walton. It takes an enormous amount of money
to rent a 56-person coach or whatever you're taking.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was
Coach.
going to
Your
say
turn.
in Leon County, they bought 2 25-seat buses for each school, and they just drive those. They don't worry about transportation like that anymore.
Well, I'm going to tell you. I will tell you a college thing. I'm at the Tennessee State golf tournament, one of the 3 they were having. But anyway, so Jerry Carpenter, he's Hall of Fame referee, and he was the UT Martin coach in golf. He and I are getting ready to go in, and I was supposed to be on a pass list to save me $8. And he walked up, and they wouldn't let him in. And this may have been Gino Moniz. I'm not sure if that name sounds familiar. He played at Vanderbilt. Whatever. I don't want to defame him. Might not have been him. But he wouldn't let Coach Carpenter in. He was talking to me, and I called Bernard Sanders, a great former Belmont Rebel, who ran the TSSAA for many years. And I reminded Bernard that, I was on his list. And he said, oh, yeah, But the guy before I talked to Bernard and got approval to save $8 from a program, he said, Vanderbilt paid. I said, look out there in the parking lot. He said, yeah. I said, you see that $150,000 Mercedes van they got out there? He said, yeah, it's great, isn't it? I said, do you know what I'm driving? I'll just leave it at that. It's all about the money.
Yep.
Have a good one, Coach Manley. And I'm sorry, you're not supposed to bring up about, what's coming up, because we've got to give equal time to Delbert Dumas or whoever's running against you. But good luck with that, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. All
Have a
right,
good
we're
week.
probably
Bye.
going to extend the FSU update a little bit into the next period. But listen, talk about baseball. They were ranked number 14 in D1, and they went to Clemson, and they won Friday night 8-4. They lost Saturday 4-3. They had a 3-0 lead, and they I guess they come in with the relievers, and they just got some clutch hits by Clemson, and they won. But then yesterday, they put on a little bomb expert. They hit about 3 home runs, and they won 6-3. So they won the series, and they are number 4 in the ACC right now. They're 16-10. They're 35. Well, actually, they're 37-15 now, and they will host Miami Thursday through Saturday. And Miami's number 5 in the ACC. They're 18-12, and they're 35-15 overall. So that's going to be a big thing to carry on, because Miami and Florida State do not like each other, even if it's tiddlywinks. They don't care. So they're going to get after it. So we're good in there. And we can't say enough about ACC champion softball team. They were not only the number 1 team in regular season, they only lost three games in the ACC, and they lost that to Stanford, which they took care of this weekend. They are also the tournament champions, and so they will take care of that too. So they are 21-3 in the regular season. They're 49-8, and they beat Georgia Tech, they had beaten them handily earlier. They beat Georgia Tech 2-1. Then they came back and played Stanford, and they tried to make this a big game. And lo and behold, 9-0, we shut them out in 5 innings. And then we beat Virginia Tech 2-1. Virginia Tech is very scrappy. I tell you what, they come on at the end, and so we'll see what goes on with that. And what really bothers me is they made FSU softball the number 9 seed. Okay, so now we can't host the super regional if we win the regional. So that bothers me, because we beat UCLA head to head, and we took Florida down 2 out of 3 times. When I listened to the young lady talk yesterday, she said that we kept coming back to the 8-9 seed, and we just decided that UCLA had played more wins in top 5 or top 20 teams that they played. Now, we did lose to Tennessee, we did lose to Alabama, but I'm going to tell you what, now instead of us hosting, we have to travel all the way out to UCLA if they win. And we don't play well when you go out there and change the time zone 3 hours and you don't play at the regular time. So I'm not really happy with that.
So they should take South Walton's approach. Go ahead and leave early. Spend a couple extra days out there, get acclimated to everything, get your time zone, and then just go whoop tail.
We have to win the regional first, and so that's one of the things we need to do. We got Jacksonville State, UCF, and Stetson. Now we played UCF and Stetson already, and so I'm going to get into this thing a little bit later on this ranking, this next period. But I'm going to tell you what, FSU has really got a team going. They got the number one player, I think, in the United States with Isa Torres, even though she's dropped down to only 5'40" or 5'24". She still makes great plays on defense. They said she made an error, but it wasn't an error. That was going to be a base hit anyway. And so the official scorekeeper said it wasn't an error. So far, she hasn't made an error this year. So that's 1,000 fielding percentage. So congratulations to her. And other things that are going on this week, the golf team, the women's golf team, will be hosting an NCAA regional Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at Tallahassee course. Congratulations to them. And the men's and women's track team, they will be going to Louisville, Kentucky, Thursday through Saturday for the track and field ACC championships going on. So congratulations to them. We can't wait to see enough of those people, but I'm going to tell you, when I was listening to that last night, they ranked Alabama number 1. They didn't win the SEC tournament. They got beat pretty bad, 7-1 by Texas. They were the number 1 seed overall, but we'll get that to the Alabama update. But I'm still want to go back. I'm still really upset with this. FSU is 49-8, and UCLA is 47-8. And so, we want to go through there. And when you look at the way they picked the schools, ACC's got 8 schools in there. The Big 12's got 7. The Big 10's got 7. But somehow the SEC has 12. They're missing Vanderbilt, Auburn, and Missouri. Now, you're telling me all of those teams are better than some of these other teams out there that didn't get picked up? I'm not going with that. But you know what? They're the ones who have the ESPN station, and also, so I just don't like the way they're doing it, and I don't know. They've kind of changed the way they do the tournament this year. They've got quadrants of 4, okay, and they've designated these teams 1 through 8 can not only, if they win their region, then they host a super region. So FSU's got a little chip on their shoulder. They got something to prove. So hopefully they will come through and do that. So anyway, listen, we got 1 minute to go in this, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So Matt, talk a little bit about, we got you here from the Thrive Alternative Medicine.
Yeah, Thrive Alternative Medicine. While we do counseling, we have a licensed social worker ×2. We also do medical marijuana certifications. Get your card, be legal. It can help a lot of things medically. And also, we have an Emsella chair, which is very good for women who have leakage problems of incontinence, of urine, and it helps men's sexual dysfunction. So come on down, see us. We're a friendly group, and we'll take good care of you.
I know I had 3 sessions in the chair last week, so congratulations for that. So great thing. Listen, we want to thank Newbie, Charlotte, and John for all they do for Bay County. I'll tell you what a great place. 4 great locations. The mothership on the Curve was the first one I had when I was in the military. I remember going out of there a lot of times. So, and then the Blue Building on Bayview, what a great place that is. I'm gonna tell you what, and I can't let you go without going to the Brew and Booze. That was my favorite to start with too. So
I don't know how you remember going out of there.
I was in the air. I was in the Air Force.
You just remember going there. Do you remember going home?
Yeah, sometimes. So we gotta get out there. Thank you, and also if you're out today out in Lynn Haven, get some Addison jewelry, fine jewelry, and they have an estate sale going on. And we got to go to a break. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the Coach James Hale Show. We'll be right back.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We can go to a youth sporting event, drink, and you know how they can get when they don't get their way? Man, that can create a problem.
In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
The day and age we live in with parents going crazy, getting in fights. I don't see alcohol making that any better.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
5 minutes can save your life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly clouds and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of very light rain and mostly clouds and a low near 71. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and partly cloudy and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Ready to play? Welcome to DuPlay, your premier indoor destination for family fitness and total fun. DuPlay is designed for fun, movement, and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore our active playgrounds, while athletes and teams can utilize our turf fields, indoor soccer, batting cages, full basketball, and volleyball courts. With open play, training space, and structured activities, it's all inclusive at the new DuPlay in Panama City. Take a look now at DuPlayOnline.com. That's DuPlayOnline.com.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, "Take us to your leader," you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coach James Hale. So be sure, 8:15 now, you want to be the 10th caller at 215-6290. A $25 gift card to Ferrucci's restaurant right down there in beautiful Panama City with the former mayor who built all that up. So, and we want to thank him for listening today. And we'll have to get Mike start calling during the Alabama updates.
Hey, if you're one of those guys yesterday, or a son or a husband that forgot it was Mother's Day, you might want to call to win the Ferrucci's $25 and take your wife out or mom out to go get something to eat.
You know, I had 2 Mother's Days. Friday was Mother's Day for me because I had to pay this mother and that mother for my rent and my house payment and all that good stuff. So anyway, get out there.
Hey, my wife, God love her, she's wonderful. The 2 kids actually behaved yesterday.
Wow.
Let her get her Mother's Day pictures that she takes every year, and they actually – the 2 kids hugged each other on the beach. It was awesome.
Oh, my God. How
I
much
mean, that
did
was
you give them?
Shocking. Nothing. Well, I kind of told them if they didn't, they were going to walk home. So.
We got a few minutes here before we get to the Alabama update, but I want to talk a little bit about FSU football. You know, I'm still upset with them. I'm so upset with them. I still have dreams about Austin Daniels running around out there throwing it to the wrong color team. You know, he may be colorblind, but you know, when you go 7-17, we just keep picking up quarterbacks, and we don't. The ones we have, we're not going to let them play. I don't know why would you come to FSU and be a quarterback if you get here and guess what? We're going to bring in a transfer portal guy. So, you know.
I have a different question.
Okay.
They keep bringing guys in, hopefully that they're already established. I'm at a loss for the word I'm looking for. Matured and developed. What I'm looking at is Jordan Travis was an exceptional athlete, but outside of him, I'm going to be a Norvell hater on this one little thing. He really hasn't developed a quarterback at Florida State.
Right.
All the other quarterbacks who he's brought in that have transferred out, one of them got to start. He didn't last very long, and the others aren't playing.
Well,
at other schools, I'm lower tier. So
right. We're going to lose the ones that are going to stay. You know, like Kevin Sperry. He
looks good.
Malzahn talked highly of him, and everything said he can run the offense, which he proved he could do at Stanford. Now, Stanford is not Alabama or Clemson, but at the same time, you know, we got beat by 2 freshman quarterbacks last year. So why not go ahead and, if you're going to bite the bullet, let's go ahead and develop somebody that can run the offense. Now, they said he won the locker room. He's the leader. He's this, he's that. Well, we said that about the last 2 quarterbacks.
Yep.
So Everybody can't be a leader. What's wrong with the ones we already have that's been here? That's my thing. If you have a different opinion, 215-6290, we'd appreciate hearing it. But,
Hey.
and I don't get me wrong, he's won some games wherever he's been. But here's the thing. We need to make sure that we're solid with people we bring in and develop them.
I look at some of the other positions over there, and I see some of the players who are better that are not playing, and I watch them when they play, and they show they're better. They grade out better. They have better stats, but they were not a transfer in.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things I've been – and I'm more critical than most people. I'm watching this pattern that if you are not a transfer in, it's like your second string automatically, and you have to take it away from that guy that they threw a whole bunch of money at to get him to come to Florida State.
That's true. I don't know what exactly. What do you think, James? You've been a lot of things around here with that.
Well, Florida State right now, not in a great position, and I'm gonna agree with you guys. You know, you're gonna have a hard time recruiting quarterbacks. It's the key position. You cannot play football without a good quarterback in this day and age. I mean, we can go back to the wing tee, we can go back to the wishbone. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing if Florida State did something like that. If you can't get a quarterback in there that's going to stick with you for long, or have a quarterback that's going to come in as a transfer that's going to play well. You know, those are things that are a worry. You need to have some consistency at that position. It's almost the position I like to see somebody come in and stay with because you learn the whole book.
When Coach Bowden was there, you usually didn't get to play until you were a junior. You had to go.
That was standard. Just didn't matter what school. You know, if you go back to even just the 2000s, even in the late 2000s, that was standard practice.
Right.
Well, here's what I'm looking at, and I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Colored glasses, whatever you want to see. I don't think it's been so much a quarterback problem at Florida State as it has been an offensive line problem.
Correct.
If you don't give a quarterback time to throw, I don't care who you put back there, unless he's a Houdini like Jordan Travis. When you have less than 2 seconds to make a decision and throw the football, you're not going to do that good. If you can't run the ball, the quarterback doesn't have time. And if the quarterback doesn't have time, he's not going to succeed.
Well, you know, the Jordan Travis hid the problem with the offensive line, as you just said, because he could escape. If you watch that Florida game, I don't know how many people he got away from him, then he ended up scoring. But, you know, and then to play him in North Alabama more than a series or two, you know.
Well, you go back and you look at Florida State over the last several years, their offensive line has not played as far, and I'm not going to say a 5-man unit, but a 4-man unit for really more than a year together. So when you're all the time bringing in a transfer guy that's a 1-year guy to fill in a gap, I understand that. He's got experience. You're doing that. You're not developing these lower-class guys to come in to take over.
Yeah, they have to work as a unit because, and again, this year, you know, they brought in 4 or 5 more new guys. So
right, and then you can go to some of the, and I hate saying like an Alabama or a Georgia or one of these other, their offensive lines have played together 2+ years.
Right.
That's when the quarterback and the offense really does well.
Are coaches right now just seeing like what Indiana did and just trying to replicate it so hard just by, we can bring in a whole bunch of players, but they're forgetting Cignetti, he brought in guys that were already together though.
Right.
Like he didn't go like get we got a lineman here from Iowa State, we got a lineman here, you know, from Liberty. No, they all came together from James Madison, so they were still a unit together. You know, so are coaches just not seeing that part of it?
No,
in today's world, it's you have to win now. And, okay, I've got a weak right tackle. Well, there's a right tackle available from Central Michigan or some other school that looks on paper grades out better. So let's transfer him in, put him above my guy over here. And that's what I'm seeing with all this stuff. One of the worst things I think Florida State did was last year when they said, we're going to stick with Norvell, not because they needed to fire him, and evaluate it at the end of the season and then year by year. You either committed to the coach or you're not. It's hard to bring in quality players if they don't know the coach is going to be there over the next 2 to 3 years.
Right. That's one of the things they were using against Nick Saban, that he may not be there very much longer and things like that. So we'll see what goes on with that. But let's talk about some of our sponsors. If you get out there today, J. Michael's, coldest beer in town, great specials. Also, man, some of the best seafood around and one of the biggest cheeseburgers I've ever seen.
If you hadn't had the fish sandwich, the grilled one, try it. It's the biggest one in town,
That's right.
period.
So if you need some jewelry, get out there at Adamson. Fine jewelry right there, and they will take care of you. And like you said, if you didn't do something for Mother's Day and you want to get out of the doghouse, be sure and go out there and see them. They got an estate sale going on, so you can make sure that you can get some fine jewelry there. And gold and silver, at its highest you can buy, they'll give you a very fair price for that. So get out there and see them. And if you're over there, just stop by and see Pat Perno over there at Beef O'Brady's, and he will take care of you. What great onion rings! But I like the pork bowl, which has got the macaroni and cheese and pork in it. What a fine thing for that. We want to thank John and Charlotte for the FSU extended update, and we want to talk to them about all the great things they do. And get out there to Ms. Newby's, but don't get the bus. It'll run over you now. So we will come right back, and in 15, 20 minutes, we will have the Ferrucci's giveaway. So we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, Coach James Hale Show.
.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
All right, Randy, guess what, man?
Real local winners.
What? You have won the $25 Ferrucci Restaurante gift card in downtown beautiful Panama City.
Woo, outstanding. My daughter-in-law just helped design that old downtown area. That's really cool. Outstanding. I'm excited.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly clouds and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of very light rain and mostly clouds and a low near 71. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and partly cloudy and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
WGSX Lynn WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Bonafide and qualified.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
Certified.
On the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Face Nick Saban, put your hand over your heart. That's all I can tell you about this one. Yay, Alabama, drive 'em down. Get your stride, Alabama.
All you Alabama fans, be singing.
Crimson Tide, roll, roll, roll Tide. There we go. It goes too fast. I can't sing it that fast. Anyway, I do know some of it. I'm not supposed to because I went to Auburn, but you know what I'm saying. That way it goes. Let's talk Alabama. Well, first of all, let's talk about Stevenson air conditioning. I'm going to tell you what. It's hot. It's cold. It's rainy. It's foggy.
It's going to be almost 90 degrees Thursday.
So, you know.
You better have that air conditioner working.
So, yep. And I tell you what, though, they make sure that you get it inspected before the summer and also before the winter, so you won't have any.
Hey, that annual service is a great deal too.
It is.
It'll keep you from saving tens of thousands of dollars like I had to last year.
Ooh, I tell you what though, I see their trucks all over town. And I tell you what, they do a great job. They will sell you exactly what you need. And so, he came from Mosley High School, and he has been here, a homegrown fan. So make sure you buy everything from homegrown people here and the locals. We want to make sure we do local business. So get out there and support him and everything. So Alabama baseball, they are number 19 in Division I. They're 34-17. They're number 5 in the SEC at 15-11. They are 21-5 at home, 10-11 away, and 3-1 in the neutral sites. They did sweep South Carolina this weekend. Congratulations. 8-3, 9-6, and 7-6. What a good sweep that was. And they will host Ole Miss Thursday through Saturday. So get out there and support them. Ole Miss is number 9 at 14-11 in SEC, and they were 34-15, and they're number 20 in Division I. So that's going to be a pretty good matchup right there. So now we can't say enough about Alabama softball. I tell you what, if you were watching the show yesterday, first we'll start off with the SEC tournament. They were number 2 in the SEC tournament, behind number 1 Texas, who ended up beating them 9-1, and so Texas is the SEC champions as far as the tournament's concerned.
Didn't they beat Oklahoma?
They did. Georgia beat Oklahoma, and then Texas beat Oklahoma.
Right.
So, but Alabama swept through until the last game, and so here's what we want to know is that. They beat Arkansas the first game 7-1, and then they beat Florida 9-1, excuse me, and then they were beaten by Texas 7-1. So they had a double bye too, so they could come in there. They were number 2 ranked, and that was played at Lexington, Kentucky. So congratulations to them. Now, when you go to the softball rankings, they are the number 1 overall seed in this tournament, and they will be hosting Southeastern Louisiana, Belmont, University of South Carolina, upstate. So we'll be sure to see those. I think they got a little easier flowed into the super regional. But guess what? When you're the number 1 ranked team, that's what you do. They have beaten a lot of the number 1 ranked team or the highest ranked team. So I think that's the reason they were putting them up there. And then if you go through, you can look at it. It's kind of like the first 5. Is all 4 of them are SEC. Is Bama's number 1, Texas number 2, Oklahoma number 3, which was upset by Georgia. I think Oklahoma would have been number 2 or number 1. So they've won quite a few. And the Oklahoma coach, Cassie, she gets paid $2 million. So not a bad little softball fund there. The only thing about Oklahoma, and the reason to me is Norman, Oklahoma to Oklahoma City is about 40 miles. So they always have the biggest crowds, and they get to sleep in their own beds and do their own thing. But that's just the way it's played. Yeah, if University of Nebraska in baseball gets to play at Omaha, so so we'll see what goes on with that. But anyway, and then number 4 is Nebraska, and number 5 is Arkansas, number 6 Florida, number 7 Tennessee, number 8 UCLA. Number 9, FSU. That's the argument I have. I think they should have been flip-flopped. And I think some of the ladies on the show yesterday were saying that. But the lady who came on for the committee, they said they fought back and forth over that. But she said, my magic word, the body of work. So we don't know what that means. So anyway, when you beat somebody head-to-head, and then also you have more wins than they do, and you beat the number 6 team 2 out of 3 times, should be
TV
up there
ratings.
somewhere. So, but anyway.
TV ratings.
Yeah, that's right.
L.A. versus Tallahassee.
Yeah, and then Georgia's number 10, Texas Tech number 11, Duke number 12, Oklahoma State number 13, Oregon number 14, Texas A&M number 15, LSU number 16. So 12 of the SEC teams are in. Missouri, Vanderbilt, and Auburn did not make it. So you guys are not trying to put them all in there. We need to work on that, SEC. Come on now. So I wanted to say one thing about the coach at Alabama's done such a great job over the last. They were picked number 9 in the SEC, of all things, and with Brisky, the pitcher, she's one of the best in the nation. So you can't, when I saw them pitch the other day, now they're starting to creep into the 70 miles an hour. Tennessee's got 2 that throw over 72 miles an hour.
They got one gal on Tennessee that's hitting 73, 74 on the
right.
gun. I mean, to translate that into baseball, you're talking upper 90s there.
Yeah, the thing too is I play fast pitch in the military, and so you have to watch the spin, and it gets on you in a hurry. So and case in point though, when you throw it that hard, it comes off the bat that hard. If you'd seen the Alabama pitcher, the one that came in, I can't remember her name, but boy, they hit a line shot, hit her right in the stomach. And she had the mask on, but if you don't get ready, you got to get in a ready position as soon as you release that ball, because it comes back as fast as you pitched it. So.
Oh, yeah, and they're closer than a baseball pitcher, too.
Oh, absolutely. They're at like 44 feet, 45.
Yeah, they're 44 feet at that level. And then that's where the rubber is. And if you watch, some of these girls are stepping off, a good 6 feet. So you're even 6 feet closer.
Right. But the other thing, too, is they got to watch them, too, because if you come off of that rubber too quick, that's an illegal pitch. They don't.
You got to land within the little landing rectangle right there that goes
and that's why they
from
built
the rubber
it
to the front of the circle.
I'm watching highlights, and I have a question, because I don't watch the baseball and softball. My understanding was if a batter throws a bat, it's an out. Is that correct or is that incorrect?
Are you going to be talking about the home run that was hit when the girl threw the bat down?
Well, yeah.
You can call
I
that.
get the emotion and the excitement of it, but it's one of those.
Where did she throw it?
Well, she threw it sideways towards the dugout, but it was an overhand throw. It wasn't a bat flip straight up in the air.
Right. That's a judgment call, really and truly. They're gonna allow for some of the emotion. Being an umpire, you can over officiate. Was it a danger to somebody else?
Well, on the highlight, they didn't show the full.
I'm saying though, but
right. No, I get. I was just asking the question because I wasn't sure.
All right, so here's the thing, though. All right, so they're batting, and the bat comes out of their hand and it goes flying across.
That's not a throw.
Well, it is a throw, but it's not on purpose. Because if you don't think it's a throw, you'll be the one when the bat's coming at you. But I'm just saying that there's got to be some judgment, and I'm glad they put the other base in there because. That first baseman's ankles.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but the other thing too, if you're an umpire, you really and truly, it's hard to judge because sometimes you don't hear that other base as good as you hear the one where the first baseman's foot's on there, and really and truly, you're not exactly looking at the throw. You're gonna have to hear the sound because that travels faster than anything. You're gonna have to hear the sound and watch the foot. So,
there's so many things they could do with technology to make that easier. One of the and this is a crazy thought, but you have that other base that's sitting there.
Yep.
When the runner touches that base, you could have it where it changes color, or it lights up.
Yeah, but who's gonna?
I mean, that would be.
I understand
it wouldn't
that,
be that hard.
Yeah, well. We put that in there, and maybe we can make $1 million off of it.
But it goes to what you're talking about with two sounds. Well, if I'm looking and I can see two different things happening at the same time, I mean, it may be harder than what I'm thinking. But
how's
I'm
the bag going to distinguish if it's the first baseman's foot that's touching the bag versus it's the runner's
there's
foot
two
touching
bags.
the bag? Right.
They're separate.
They're together. They're right next to each other.
But I'm saying it's by pressure. When you touch it, like a pressure sensitive.
Yeah, because I mean, but the base runner can also go over the regular first base bag. They don't have to touch the safety bag.
That's an easy way to change the rule. He has to touch the safety bag.
You do when you go in the first, but if you get a base hit, you can round and touch the inside bag. You don't have to touch the outside bag if you get a base hit or you're going for two.
Right.
But if you're coming down first baseline, there's a play at first. You got to touch the outside bag.
Okay.
So that's the reason it's put in there, and the same reason they put the baseline where halfway down you have to be within that lane so that they throw the ball.
Runner's lane.
Yeah. So, but how many times do you see them stay on that line all the way down if they know the ball's hit to the shortstop?
Oh yeah.
But anyway, and people like to slide into first, head first.
That needs to go away, and you slow down anyway when you.
We slow down when you do that. Yeah, absolutely. The best way to get there is to slide. If you're going to slide, feet first is the fastest way.
I just don't think sliding into first is the best idea.
It's the only reason to do that if you know the guy or the girl is going to make a swipe at you when the throw's wide. That'd be
that's the only time really.
Right.
I mean, if it's going to be a force out, there's no real sense in sliding because you're just going to slow yourself.
Right. If you want to call us at 215-6290 and help us solve all these problems, we'll do it. Just no political questions, please. So, Alabama Updates is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Get out there and get the best service in town. You call them, they'll be there. I've had people tell me that they've called and they say, we can't get there for 2 or 3 days. You call Stevenson, they're right there. So get out there and they'll do anything to help you. They'll come service it. And sometimes, if it's just a little thing that they can fix real quickly, you may not even get a service charge cost. So they really like to work here with people in the Panhandle, and they are homegrown people, local, graduated from Mosley. Get out there. Doc, tell us a little bit about what's going on at your spot over there at the Thrive Alternative Medicine.
Thrive Alternative Medicine's over on Panama City Parkway, and we're near Cox Pools. And we'll take good care of the patients who have counseling issues or would like to get a medical marijuana card. But we do have this new Emsella chair that is very fortunate for us because there are a lot of women in the area that have leaking problems and don't have anywhere to go with that. Urologists are frustrated by it. They either talk about surgeries, but this is a chair that you sit in for 6 sessions, and it basically it strengthens the pelvic floor, and it does it very well, and it helps women who leak and other issues as well. So come on down, and we'll take good care of you.
All right, we can't go out without saying something about TK Vandy Roofing. They are general contractors, but Kyle and them, they work on a lot of things, man. If you need it built, they can build it. So get a hold of Kyle. Look him up on Facebook. Also, get it to him. He'll be here usually on Thursdays or Fridays. Get out there and visit him, and they can build anything. So take care of them, and they're connected with old Jason. Can't say enough about him. He takes care of that for the plumbing issues, and he has all kinds of people there. All right. Tune up those phones, 215-6290. Be sure to call in and be the 10th caller for the $25 gift card at Ferrucci's Restaurant. So we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Coach James Hale Show, minus Coach James Hale today.
Who's hungry? Caller 10 wins a $25 gift card in the Ferrucci Feast. Call now. 850-215-6290. 850-215-6290. Lock it in and rip the knob off. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has turned up the power.
I'm getting it off, she's God, Captain.
From Port St. Joe to Panama City to Fort Walton Beach, the biggest sports signal in the Panhandle.
If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly clouds and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of very light rain and mostly clouds and a low near 71. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and partly cloudy and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This May, we honor the courage, sacrifice, and service of America's heroes. At Coin and Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry, we're proud to celebrate Military Appreciation Month with an additional 15% off any fine jewelry purchase for all active duty and veteran service men and women. Whether it's a service-inspired piece, a timeless gift, or something special to mark a milestone, thank you for protecting the freedoms we hold dear. Coin and Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry, proudly saluting those who serve.
Are you feeling tired, weak, or maybe you feel old and cranky? If so, I have the answer. It's Max Fit Sports Nutrition with 2 locations, 23rd Street in the Coronado Plaza and in Pier Park North on Back Beach Road. Max Fit Sports Nutrition has nutritional products and professional dietary plans to get you moving in the right direction. So get off that couch and get to Max Fit Sports Nutrition now. Max Fit Sports Nutrition, where you can try it before you buy it.
Rebilling here.
If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Nick Saban can kiss my...
Uncompromising sports talk lives here. Now back to the J. Michaels studio. It's the Coach James Hale Show. On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mamma mia. We have another winner in the Ferrucci Feast.
And we're back 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And we have Mike on the phone. Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm going to come down there, and we're going to go celebrate Ho Chi Minh's birthday on May 19th. By golly, need us some Italian. How about that?
That's been great. That is great. Now, man, tell you what, you're talking about a faraway winter. I'm telling you, he's out there. So where go ahead.
Where am I calling from? The Five Rivers area of Tennessee. That's all I want to tell the Drug Task Force. Anyway, I'm somewhere. Hey, listen, I'm not ashamed of where I live. I just don't like people to know about it because they come looking for me. But I'm up here I'm just a little southwest of Nashville, down Highway 100.
Okay.
Now, if you want to come down here, if you're bad enough to come down my dirt road and look for me, I mean, my neighbors, one of them came out and they I don't know what law enforcement agency they work for, they discharged their 9mm the other day. Anyway, I'll come down there and get it. I'm serious. I mean, May 19th sounds good to me.
Okay.
I'll tell you why Panama City's great that time of year. It's before the hurricanes and after the spring breakers.
That's true.
It's a great time to be in Panama City.
And Coach Hale might be here if it's before hurricane season, so...
I can't feed that appetite, man. Come on. All right.
No.
Good luck. I'm sorry I took up FSU time today.
We did.
Good luck
That's
to
okay.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I know, but if Tennessee will just lose for them, then they'll host. Then and FSU wins, they step up and they'll host the Super Regional.
There you go. We'll
they
see
just need one upset.
That could be one upset, but I think the softball team's a lot better than the baseball team. So.
All right, Mike.
You can't have everything. Thank you for the prize.
You're welcome. Are you close to Parish Landing out there?
Fortunately, it's on the other side of the river. But you mentioned, you talk about UT Martin. Did you know Grover Page, who coached at UT Martin?
No, I didn't know
Football.
him. I heard him.
Well, he told me one time we were out on the golf course at Murray State. He said they didn't like it because I recruited a lot of guys from Georgia and Florida. I'm like, okay.
Well, you got to get those.
Y'all
players.
have a good. Yeah, have a good one. Go Vols.
All righty. So, we're going to have Auburn right now. So, I have the Auburn fight song. So
you want to know?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay, we'll give it time. Hold on. You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3,
go. Go fly down the field, never to conquer, never to yield. War Eagle, fearless and true, fight on orange and blue. Go, go, go. I just want to throw that in there. So I'm the only one in my choir at the church that gets paid not to sing in the choir. So anyway, get out there and see it. All right. War Eagle, march down the field. Hey, let's go. All right. The big bad War Eagles, let me tell you what. Baseball team is number 6 in the SEC. Number 6 Division I baseball. Number 6 in Division I, Number 4 in the SEC, 16-11, 35-15, which is a 70% record. They're 20-8 at home, 10-7 away, and 5-0 neutral. So, and they will host Jacksonville State Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and also host number 1 Georgia starting Thursday at 6 p.m. And they will play on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. And Georgia is 18-6 and 38-11, and they are ranked also number 1 in SEC. And Auburn played at Mississippi State. Sorry, Brian, they swept Mississippi State this weekend. Auburn got, they didn't sweep them. I'm sorry, I lost that. Auburn got beat the first game 10-3 by Mississippi State. Auburn came back on the second game, which was Friday, 5-4, and then Auburn brought the bats out for the rubber match, 13-2 over Mississippi State Bulldogs. So we can't say anything bad about Auburn's baseball team. Brian, sorry about it, buddy, but look like Mississippi State's taking the gas here lately, so hopefully they'll be ready for the tournament. Softball, Auburn is number 14 in the SEC. They're 4-20 in the SEC, 27-20 overall. As you might know, they are not going to go anywhere. But they played in the tournament, and they did pretty well. They beat Missouri 6-2. They beat Texas A&M 11-8. But then they lost to Florida 10-9. And so Florida was the number 3 seed, and so they were not the number 1 seed, of course. They were the number 14 seed. So they played well enough to win. They just did not get the hits at the right time against Florida. Football is looking really good out there, and we want to thank Pat Perno for sponsoring the Auburn Update at Beef O'Brady's. What a great place out there. Get out there and get some great food. And I'll tell you what, service is wonderful. They got all kinds of great burgers, too. Onion rings are to die for, but they have such great things. They have cold beer there, too, but they have all kinds of drinks and great seating there. And like 15 or so TV sets. And I want to thank Pat. For a long time ago, he used to sponsor all the coaches, football coaches, to come and interview and have a little show there. So congratulations to him for all that. And I think he is doing well in the political arena there in Lynn Haven. Auburn, great football coach coming in there. They got some great people coming in. The quarterback is really good. He brought the quarterback with him. And I tell you what, he didn't go play in a golf tournament. He's out there recruiting. He didn't get his golf game going there, Pat. He was good. He said he couldn't play, so he said he was a left-handed guy and he wasn't sure. All the courses they have dog legs right, so he couldn't play in that league. So congratulations to him, and he'll be out there and get a great thing going for them. I tell you what, as an Auburn fan, I'm really proud of what he's doing, and we'll have to wait and see. But you know what? I think when we lost the other coach, Coach Freeze, I think he had some health issues. And I think once he got there and the health issues came along, I don't know if he really wanted to be there or not. Matt, what do you think about the Auburn situation back when Freeze was there?
I really can't comment too much on it. I'm not really sure. But if he had a health situation that prevented him, I can take my hats off to him. I just hope he gets better.
Well, yeah. The thing, too, is now – they brought Harbin, the first guy they brought in from Boise State. He really didn't fit in. And the other thing too is now hopefully Gorsh, whatever his name is, I can't even say it. I'm not a Russian guy, but anyway, he James, you're laughing back. I have to be honest and true. I can slaughter a name as good as Coach Hale. So anyway, but. He doesn't come from like the Auburn guys, but he has a winning record and he gets people going. And he was smart enough to bring some of his players, especially the quarterback that's been in his system. So, and he kept the defensive quarterback, Durbin. So congratulations for him, that little fit. Hopefully, Pat, that'll work out, that you have a guy that maybe wanted to be the coach, but he's still there. I think Durbin is enough that he would hold back on that. I think he'll take care of what's going on. I think he's a true Auburn guy. What do you think on that?
I think he's going to do well.
Yep. So what about Durbin staying there? I think that helps.
Yeah, it's going to help the defense with Dirk in there. I think the head coach is going to be a really good fit. I'm looking at him as more physical than Hugh Freeze was. Hugh Freeze was kind of flashy, great recruiter, just not physical. And I think in the SEC, if you're not a physical team, you're going to struggle, which is one of the things I think is happening over there at Alabama right now. They're not as physical as they have been in the past, and they're struggling. You go look at the teams that are consistently winning the SEC, and the thing they all have in common is they're real physical at the top.
Also, I know the SEC's kind of changed their offensive strategy, but, to get back to running the ball, Auburn's got some running backs they brought in too. So I think if you can run the ball, that opens up the passing instead of the passing opening up the running. Because when these guys get down on the goal line, I hate it when they get back there 5 or 6 yards deep and they hand the ball off and the defense comes through the creases and they go, gosh, they're not blocking well.
Football is an easier game at 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6 than it is at 2nd and 10.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And there's not many plays in your playbook that's 3rd and 20. So
I mean, it's almost it's ironic when you get a team that is just say 2nd and 6, how much easier the offense is versus 3rd and 5.
Right. You have options. Yeah. So.
Right, and that's where I go with Auburn's new offense and the players they've brought in, and I think they're going to be on the positive side of first down versus sitting there close to negative. I mean, that was one of the Hugh Freeze things. They had a lot of negative plays on first down where they wasn't even 2nd and 8. It was 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12.
Right.
Same thing with kind of Florida State. They were able to run the ball. Now we'll have to see.
Here's the thing I tried to tell. I used to text, but he never answered my text. Norvell, 4th down punt. That's not a bad play to punt. So, and I don't know if the pressure got to him or he's got to I got people calling me spam calls. But anyway, it's not in your own territory in a close game, 4th and 15.
Hey, if you're leading the game, even on a 4th and 3, go ahead and punt and trust your defense.
To change the field position, yes, absolutely.
Put pressure on them.
Yeah, right.
Now, if you don't think you can stop them at all, I get it. If you haven't been able to stop them, it's a shootout. But if your defense is playing good, there was a couple games that they lost, as we talk about Florida State, and Auburn did the same thing, where they were ahead in a close game, low scoring, and then went for it.
Right.
Instead of just punt, play defense, make the team go 80, 90 yards.
All right. We want to thank Pat Perno and Beef O'Brady's out there in Lynn Haven. That's the key word, Lynn Haven. And for sponsoring this Auburn segment. And also Mike for winning from far away. So that tells you how far our station reaches. So get out there and enjoy that. And also Steve's Bike Shop, get out there. They have all kinds of things that brand new bikes. They can fix the electric ones. They can sell you a regular 10-speed bike and all that good stuff. And they have my favorite, the 3-wheeler with a little basket and the bell on it. So I got to get out there and get that one too. And Jason Kovaleski, be sure and get by and see him. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Try it before you buy it. They'll take care of you. They have meal plans, everything. And he won't sell you something you don't need. They're very, very good on the nutrition area. So get out there and see all of them. And we'll be right back with, I have no idea what we're going to do. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Go! Hey!
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Meat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ready to play? Welcome to DuPlay, your premier indoor destination for family fitness and total fun. DuPlay is designed for fun, movement, and skill building for all ages. Kids can explore our active playgrounds, while athletes and teams can utilize our turf fields, indoor soccer, batting cages, full basketball, and volleyball courts. With open play, training space, and structured activities, it's all inclusive at the new DuPlay in Panama City. Take a look now at DuPlayOnline.com. That's DuPlayOnline.com.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
And we're back. We were talking about foreign languages. So I got mine in French fries. That's the only thing I know. Tacos, whatever.
Hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo está usted?
I got my foreign language in country versus city.
Country versus, that's right. So I got all that lingo. I guarantee I got that one. So
now you were saying you didn't needed something to talk about. So are y'all familiar with the AFCA?
No.
Okay, that is the American Football Coaches Association.
Oh, okay.
Mainly college coaches, and it's all divisions. Well, they had one of their annual meetings this year, and they voted for their recommendation that they will send to the NCAA, which is what they do every year, to expand the playoff. Everybody's been wanting it, and everybody's been kind of, where do we go? Well, they voted for 24 teams. Ooh. And they're going to basically do away with championship games. This is what the coaches voted. Now, it's not passed. It still has to go through the NCAA and the presidents and all to do away with all your conference championship games. They're going to go away. What it's going to do and what the feeling is it's going to pass because it's going to give 16 home games for the playoffs to teams. So the way it works is, and it's mocked off of Division II and Division III, seeds 1 through 8 get a bye. 9 through 16 or 17, however that works out, host a game, and then the 17 through 24 go to and it's a higher seed versus lower seed. 1 through 8 will not know who they play. There's no brackets. It's a bracket, but it's not seeded that way. They won't know who they play till after the games.
Ah.
So number 1 will always play the highest seeded or ranked team and on down the line.
Right.
So after your first round, 1 through 8 host a game. And they will play the winners of the other games based on lowest seed plays the highest seed. And it goes all the way through. And then once you get out of the second round games, which is your other 8 games, giving you 16 home games, then it goes to the bowl games and everything else like what we have currently with the 12 teams. So all those wanting that 24 teams, here it comes.
So after you get out of the first round where there's no more buys, is it reseeded every time then, or do we stay in a set bracket?
It's a set bracket, just like your Division II. So if you're seed 24 and you beat 16 or 17,
yeah,
you will play number 1.
Okay, and if they go on, they'll play number 8 or 9 out of that.
Correct. If number 15 loses to 23, and 16 beats 24, however that falls, number 1 will play 23.
Right, and then but it just stays that solid bracket after that, so we don't reseed where number 1 always plays.
Every
the
round will
weakest opponent
go
that's still
to
left.
the highest seed versus the lowest seed.
Okay. Yeah.
So you could be
So
sitting there.
the brackets could change across.
Well, it's not a.
I know. But
It's
what
not
I'm
an
saying
East-West.
is-
It's just one bracket, and it comes down to
I
two
know,
teams.
but what I'm saying though is somebody up here upsets it, and everybody else goes through. Then you could have somebody that's, say, number 16 or 15, would have to go play number 1, even though they're up here in another up in the top side when they first start. That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, when you talk about that, here's what they did in the softball now. They've ranked them 1 through 16. So number 16 to LSU, if they come out of their bracket, their regional, they will have to go play number 1 and number 1 in the regional. That super regional, they have to go play Alabama. Of course, Texas A&M have to go play Texas. Oregon have to go play Oklahoma. Oklahoma State would have to go play Nebraska. Duke has to play Arkansas. Texas Tech. Florida, Georgia plays Tennessee, and FSU would have to play UCLA if they all go through their regions. And that would be the super region, and then you go through that again. So that's the way that's going to end up. So anyway, I think they've been begging for 24. Now somebody who's number 25 is going to be upset. So,
well, I like 24. We always have a top 25. We always make a big deal out of having a top 25. So basically, we're getting everybody in the top 25 in. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see it as bad. Now, are all the bowl games going to go away?
No.
Yeah, most of them.
No.
But
they're going to use the bowl games as a play-in.
After your second round, you would have the bowl games. You got to remember the championship games, the SEC championship, the Big Ten championship, they're not going to have that anymore. So that will be your first round games. Then your normal bye will be what we have now, where teams 1 through 4 get a bye. They will be playing. So you're really not adding any more games going to this schedule, and it's a proven schedule when you go to Division II, Division III. This is how they've ran their championships
had
for
one
years.
similar to this for a long time,
Forever.
a decade or something.
Yeah. So it's a proven format, and the coaches are like, "This is great. We do away with basically a meaningless conference championship game."
It is now.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, here's the thing though. Are they going to vote on this because how much money goes into the championship series?
The coaches have already voted on it.
I know that, but
and now to go to the presidents and all of that. And if you're looking at a revenue standpoint, yes, the conference championship brings in a lot of money for that one game. But now you're going to be hosting upwards, let's say that, and I'll use the SEC, you may have a host of 6 games in the playoffs that you're going to share revenue with versus the one game in 2.
All right, now let's go back to the conferences. All right, so depending on how many conference teams, say SEC teams, get into playoffs, are that all going to be revenue sharing? Like at the end, they take all that money.
That's the way it is now.
Okay, well,
the host team gets a lion's share, and then the rest goes into the SEC pot, and that's what most of the schools do. And then that's shared throughout all the schools.
See, the ACC this year didn't make Miami pay anything. They just got to keep it all. So they didn't have to pay into it.
That will end up changing, I'm sure. The big thing where it's going to be is your TV revenues. Because now you're going to do that, and then you're going to have the college pageantry of hosting playoffs games is going to be greater now because you could actually host 2 games. Well, no, you'd only host 1 game because your top 8 is going to host the second round. So 1 through 8 will host a game.
I know it, but somebody's going to figure out. If we know this far in advance, somebody's going to figure out how to beat the system.
Well, here's what the bad part. You're going to have teams like Notre Dame and Independence are almost automatically going to be in the playoffs. If they're in the top 8, they host a game. If they're in the top 16, you host a game.
Right.
At least 1 game.
And the Independents, so they don't share.
And then after the second round, It goes to your traditional bowl games in the same format we have now to play those games.
I know. Here's the other thing too. Will the presidents vote this in, or did they opt out of this?
Here's a question I have, not thinking like a coach right now, but thinking more like a president of a university. Is there a revenue share to these games where I'm not hosting, or am I just spending money to go send my kids over? Yes, it's great advertising to be in the game, but some of those stadiums that sit 100,000 people, that's a nice little chunk of money I could get if I get 30% of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking at it, it ends up coming, if I'm correct, it's like 23 games total. Oh, so your TV contract to be able to host the playoffs, I don't see it being one network. I see multiple networks bidding on contracts and bidding on seedings of contracts. And the highest bidder, just to say ESPN, they're going to get at least the semifinal and the final on their network.
Oh, ESPN's going to have any of the big ones. Yeah. It's
Right.
going to be like the first two rounds. That's where you'll see.
But if you go back and look at like the NCAA basketball tournament, where you have games on TBS and TNT, stuff like that, because you're playing so many games. But remember, each week you're only playing 8 games.
That's true. So, well, we'll see what goes on with that. But, again, somebody's going to complain because I'm number 25 or I'm number 26. We're going to – hopefully this settles a lot of it, so we'll see out here.
120-team tournament. Let's make it happen.
There you go. So go to 64 like they do in basketball. So and
They
then
do single elimination at the start of the season.
There we go. Total round-robin knockout. Everybody.
There you go. So, all right, we want to thank some of our sponsors. Especially we want to thank Pat from Turf Pro Pest Control. Tell us what's going on out there.
Right now, it is mole cricket season. They are out active, flying around. They are mating, having their babies. I think they went and sat in an Encella chair last month. Got everything going out. We're starting to see those. We're seeing a lot of ants out there in new properties and stuff. You can give us a call. We can take care of all your fertilization, weed control, and insect control needs in the turf. Then we can also take care of your household pest control. We can take care of rodent control.
Yeah, there you go.
Mosquito control, all that stuff. It's one company. You call us. We're local, 850-890-5820. We'll come out to your house, give you a customized plan for your property, then execute that plan and get those bugs and pesky critters and get your yard looking good.
All right. Doc, talk about your Thrive Medicine there.
Yeah, Thrive Medicine is a multifaceted facility where I am now talking about the Encella chair that we have because it's a great product. There are a lot of urologists who don't have one, and they could refer patients in and may not or may, but there are a lot of people out there who need pelvic floor strengthening for various reasons, especially incontinence, sexual dysfunction, and orgasmic dysfunction, which are all real entities, believe it or not, in urology.
You don't have the marijuana owned there. You just give them the card.
Yeah. You cannot do both at the same facility in Florida. Okay. Governor DeSantis would kill you.
I just want to make sure keep you safe out there.
Yeah. Nobody's selling anything.
Okay, all right. Be out there. TK Vandy Roofing, also Steve's Bike Shop, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. We want to make sure you get out there and see that because he will really help you with all that. Also, you want to make sure you go to J. Michaels today. Also, be sure and go out and see Peppers. 2 great locations. Today is the military discount, 10% off. 2 great locations, 77 and also right there in the Beach Parkway. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, James Hale Show. We'll be right back with the last segment, so keep that volume and dial right here. Thank you.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has your chance to win true Italian flavor in the Ferrucci Feast. Homemade pasta, handcrafted sauces, and centuries-old recipes. Listen weekdays at 8:15 and 5:15 for the Q2 call. When you hear it, be caller 10 at 850-215-6290 and win a $25 gift card to Ferrucci Restaurante in downtown Panama City from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly clouds and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of very light rain and mostly clouds and a low near 71. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and partly cloudy and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This May, we honor the courage, sacrifice, and service of America's heroes. At Coin and Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry, we're proud to celebrate Military Appreciation Month with an additional 15% off any fine jewelry purchase for all active duty and veteran service men and women. Whether it's a service-inspired piece, a timeless gift, or something special to mark a milestone, thank you for protecting the freedoms we hold dear. Coin and Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry, proudly saluting those who serve.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
He's the sexiest man on the planet.
Live and local from the J. Michael Studio on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And we are back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We want to thank Randy for coming in and setting us straight over here so we can all have our pretty face on at one time. So thank you. And we have Big Nate on the phone. What's up, Big Nate?
Hey, Coach, what's up?
Man, I tell you what, I wished I was up, but I'm only 5'4", so I can't make it any higher.
Well, I wish I wasn't 555 pounds.
But I am vice president of the Short Coaches of America Club, so I'm in there.
You know what? Every coach that I've had that was short was awesome.
Well, there's
one spark plug on the court for sure.
He's wind efficient.
He has less drag than I do. That's for sure.
My wife used to make fun of me because in basketball games they'd all be looking down at me, so I had to make them sit down, but they were still taller than I was sitting down, so it didn't matter.
Well, that's all right. They have to look twice to get around me. So I mean,
what can we do for you today, buddy?
Well, Coach, I've got some. You know, I'm one of those people that's very logical. I like to plan things out. I like to have a plan in place. I like to make sure I have all my ducks in a row. Right?
Yes, sir.
I got a problem because I was planning on taking a surprise trip with all my family. We were going to go down because I got my daughter and her son-in-law. He and her, they like the Saints. So I was going to basically get tickets for everybody to go down and watch the Bucs play the Saints down in Tampa. Okay?
All right.
Well, the problem is we've got this darn war over there in Iran, and now I can't afford it because I can't plan how much it's going to cost me in fuel to transport everybody down there, and everything's inflated in price. So unless they get this thing fixed before football season, I guess I'm going to be a couch commando all year.
Well, if you can get them all together, get you one of those 15-passenger vans, and you only have to take one van.
It's still expensive, Coach. I mean, come on.
Hey,
I mean, everything's got higher prices now, and everything's going, based off the fuel and the economy. And
hey, Big Nate, you just need to get in touch with Mike. He can hook you up with some of Tennessee's finest. I've heard that will run a car also. It might be cheaper.
Well, if you're going to be cutting moonshine like that, that's kind of a sacrilege in my grandpa's opinion.
Well, I don't know what to tell you on that. Who knows what's going to happen? So,
well, I just want to put it out there that I hope this thing gets fixed before football season.
yes, absolutely.
And I just want to make sure all of our armed service people are out there staying safe and being as best they can under the circumstances, and that we just need to be better people, and everybody needs to try to work together because football season is too important to me.
Okay, we want to make sure also that we want to pray for their families because they're going through a hardship also. Yep.
Absolutely. They go hand in hand.
Yes,
Because
sir.
you can't have a good service member without a good family backing them up.
That's true. Well,
in my experience, that was the best part, is having people at home to fight for. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you calling. Thanks. And,
all right. Thanks, Coach. You guys have.
Okay, we will.
All right.
Okay. He hung up in a hurry.
Yep. Oh, well.
So,
got a little bit of breaking news if we want to hear it.
Okay.
NFL has made some schedule announcements. We know a couple of games now coming up for the NFL season.
All right.
All right, we ready? We ready. So we know what the opening game is going to be. We're going to get the Seahawks. We don't know who they're going to play, but we're going to get the Seahawks on a Wednesday night, September 9th.
Wow.
We follow that up with a Thursday game. The Los Angeles Rams will be taking on the San Francisco 49ers from beautiful Australia.
Oh, man.
That's a ways to go for a football game, man.
You can't. I know it.
I wonder how, I get why they're taking that as a first week game. Because, think about that jet lag going there. And, how many days do you need to be there just to get used to it before you try to play a football game?
Are they going to wear pads and helmets, or are they going to play it Australian style?
I would like to see a combination of both, maybe.
That would be tough.
That would be interesting.
First half or second half?
Yes, exactly. And let's see. So we know the Sunday night game now. The Sunday night game, September 13th, will be the Giants taking on the Cowboys at Jerry World.
Ooh.
Ah.
When you go to Australia, you pass the international date line, you lose a day. So guess what? If they call you in, like the police call you in, what did you do on the 11th? I don't know. I didn't have that day.
Where was I the 11th? Am I here now? They're trying to reach an international game. Basically, the game is starting something at 10 o'clock local time, 10:30 local time, something like that, to be on at 8:30 our time in the evening.
You're the big baseball fan. Talk to us a little bit about Bobby Cox, who just passed away. And
R.I.P.
Bobby Cox, the great Bobby Cox, had a minute career in the bigs. He was there for a couple years. He didn't set the world on fire while he was there, but he was there long enough as a catcher to learn a lot of things. And this came from back in the day when catchers became managers. We just saw that a lot, guys like Yogi Berra, Bobby Cox. And let's see, he went to the Braves even twice. He did it so good once, Ted Turner fired him, that they brought him back and did it again. And guess what? He got a world championship that second
He did.
time. And now the great Bobby Cox, the man who has been ejected the most from baseball games than any other man in baseball, has passed on to the great Bobby Cox.
You got to throw Joe Torre in there as a catcher too, and then also you got to throw the great Bob Uecker in there.
Bob Uecker, yeah, he managed for a little while, but also made it way longer in that world of broadcasting.
He did.
With his
he did.
Ueckerism, was a great one.
So he thought I used to like him when he was on the Johnny Carson show a lot and doing all that good stuff. So, but I remember watching the Braves on Ted Turner Network, and then once they went American League, then National League, and all that, I just quit watching because they decided, hey, we need to charge people to watch these games instead of having it on TV.
It was a bad move by baseball. I understand what baseball in their thought of the time was. We're looking at the Cubs and looking at the Braves, saying that they had an advantage to reaching people. But the thing is it was baseball was reaching people.
Right.
And we don't really have that as easy anymore. I mean, look at the NFL now. How many subscriptions do you need to pay for now if you want to watch every single NFL game? And I'll do this later in the summer once we get all the prices out. We'll crunch down the numbers. Last year it was something like $1,100 if you wanted to watch every single NFL game. it would have cost you $1,100 to pay for all the streaming services and whatnot to get those games.
And what does NFL stand for? Not for long, because I'm not watching.
Not for
them. So. Hey, okay. The other thing too is we're talking about some of those Dizzy Dean. Dizzy Dean
was a great.
Go for Falstaff and him and Pee Wee Reese.
And getting in the Cannonball Run at least once a game.
And Harry Carey singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Hey, I watched as a kid. I used to watch the Cubs every day because they were on national television on. I forget what
WGN. They were on WGN. They were owned by WGN. And the thing was, if you go back enough into the 80s, the Cubs games were in the afternoon because Wrigley didn't have lights. So
correct.
When you came home from school, at least when I was a kid,
on in
you
the
could
summer.
put it on the TV.
And I thought they found Jimmy Hoffa in that ivy out there in center field. I'm not sure.
I thought he was in the Bear Stadium.
He's in Giant Stadium, I think.
I think that's actually right.
So, yeah, that's true. You're true about that. So, listen, we want to thank you for being here with us today and thank Mike for winning the Ferrucci's Feast. And be sure to get out there and be a patron for all of our sponsors. And we'll be back tomorrow with the same cast, except I will have Big Jim Bob and also Jason Kovaleski. So we can be sure and go out there. Now, look, one thing you want to make sure, tune in this afternoon because I like to hear Paul when he gets ranting and raving. So I'm going to call in one of these days. And, you know, when Jay Henry was on, I gave him a geography question. So he didn't answer it quite right. I said, do you pronounce the capital of Nevada Reno or Reno? And he said, Reno. And I said, no, it's Carson City. So I got him so on that one. So.
Is it Louisville or Louisville?
It's actually Lexington. That's the capital. But, yeah, no, it depends on where you are. Depends on if you're up there, it's Louisville.
Frankfurt,
yeah.
Frankfurt.
I know it. I was going to see if you're correct on that one. So, anyway. All right, so do I need to stretch it out? 30 seconds, 29, 28, 27. All right, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the James Hale Show. We will see you tomorrow, and be sure to watch the Sports Blitz or listen to the Sports Blitz this afternoon. Thanks for coming in, Doc, and also Patrick. We'll see you tomorrow. We're out.
Y'all have a great day.
Have a great day.
Tell me.
The wait is over.
That is gone!
Catch Ronald Acuna Jr., Matt Olson, Austin Riley, and all the boys as the Atlanta Braves look to reclaim the East.
A walk-off home run, and the Braves win it.
Follow the journey to October right here. Your official home for the Atlanta Braves on the Gulf Coast.
Man, oh man, is he playing some baseball.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly clouds and a high of 81 with a gentle breeze coming out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of very light rain and mostly clouds and a low near 71. Tomorrow, lightly sprinkling and partly cloudy and a high around 82. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining